Good evening, all of you. I hope you all are doing well. And today in this session, we're going to study the current affairs from October 21st to 31st, 2021. We have divided the current affairs into the different sections. We're going to study those sections one by one. Okay, let's start the session. And our first section is banking and economy news. Okay, and the first issue in that is NPCI launches the card tokenization platform, that is NTS platform. NTS long form is NPCI tokenization system. So before getting into this, what is this NTCS all about? So I need to ask you the question. Okay, so what is the NPCI? Yesterday also I have told you what is NPCI. You don't have to tell the details about the NPCI, what is the work and all. At least you have to tell me what is the long form of NPCI. It's a very important entity of India. So what is NPCI? Let me know in the comment section. Yesterday also I have told you, right? So what is NPCI? Anybody? What is NPCI? See, NPCI is National Payment Corporation of India. You don't have to forget that. Okay, so keep remember NPCI is National Payment Corporation of India. So it has launched one new system, one new platform. So what is that platform? NTS. Okay, what is NTS? NPCI tokenization system. So now the question is why they have come up with tokenization platform. Okay, see, we are using a lot of digital transaction nowadays. We are using cards. Okay, we are using the different apps, okay, to transact the money. So say for example, if you go to any shopping mall and if you use your card, what will happen? All your card detail will be secured into the merchant's system. So that will be security threat for the customers, okay, in one sense. So to avoid that, okay, to overcome that security threats of the customers, they have come up with the tokenization platform. Okay, so here all the security details of the card will be encrypted under the token. So this particular token will be having the reference ID. Okay, see, whenever you make the transaction after this tokenization system, then what will happen? Only that token's reference ID will be stored in the merchant's system, not your card details. Okay, so in that sense, they are giving the security for the customers and their informations. Okay, so that is all about the NPCI tokenization system. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, this is for the customer safety. Okay, they have come up with tokenization platform. Okay, so what is NPCI? Again, I am telling you, so don't forget that NPCI is National Payment Corporation of India. Okay, so if you don't know, then note it down. Okay, National Payment Corporation of India. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So next issue is NABARD subsidiary NAB Samskaran. Okay, so this is the subsidiary entity of the NABARD. So it has set up the 1000 crore credit guarantee fund trust for the FPOs. So again, what is FPO? Yesterday only I have told you, right? What is FPO? What is FPO? Anybody let me know in the comment section. What is FPO? Farmer producer organizations. Okay, so if you don't know, then please write it down. It's not farmer, it is farmers. Okay, farmers producer organization. To help the farmers in India, the government of India, they recently developed this FPOs, okay, farmer producer organizations. The major operations of the farmer producer organization include that the supply of the seeds, machineries, okay, then market linkages, providing the fertilizers, training and networking for the farmers. Okay, all these functions are done by the farmer producer organizations. Not only this, many functions are there related with the farmer producer organization. So now this NABARD subsidiary entity, NAB Samskaran, so it has set up the 1000 crore rupees fund. Okay, this is credit guarantee fund trust. Okay, this is for whoever the investor who are investing in the farmer producer organization. So this NAB Samskaran will give them 1000 crore credit guarantee fund trust. Okay, so it is for the farmer producer organizations. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So remember this entity NAB Samskaran, and also you need to remember the 1000 crore rupees. Okay, it is credit guarantee fund trust for the people who are investing in the FPOs. Okay, so next issue is RBI has categorized the NBFCs into the 4 layers. So again, what is NBFC? Yesterday only I told you, right? What is NBFC? So these are very useful terms. Okay, you need to remember at any condition. What is NBFC? In the examination also, they're gonna directly give you the short forms. They won't give you the long forms. Okay, they will give you the short forms. Okay. Yeah, non-banking financial companies. Very good. Okay. So RBI has categorized the non-banking financial companies into 4 different layers. Before, such kind of layers were not there, but now they are going to divide into the 4 different layers. So first one is NBFC base layer. That is in short NBFC BL. BL means base layer. Second one is NBFC middle layer. What is middle layer here? ML. NBFC ML. So next is NBFC upper layer. That is NBFC UL. And last one is NBFC top layer. That is NBFC TL. Okay, so these layers are based on their size, activity, and perceived riskness. So lot of NBFCs are there in India. Before that, before this division, there were no such division. All NBFCs are considered into the one group. Now they have divided into the different layers according to their size. What kind of size? Depending on their capital. Okay, how much capital it has, and dependent on their activity, what kind of activity they are leading, and perceived riskness of the money. Okay, so all these consider all these factors taking into consideration, they have divided into the 4 different layers of NBFCs. Okay, so for example, any NBFC, it is size is very big, its capital is very big, and it activity is so high, and it perceived riskness percentage also very much high, then it would be considered as NBFC top layer. Okay, so likewise different layers have been made recently through the RBI. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So remember this 4 different layers of the NBFCs. So next issue is our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman virtually attends the 6th annual meeting of Board of Governors of AIIB. What is the theme of this meeting? That is very important. Okay, so theme is investing today and transforming tomorrow. So this is the theme, because in examination sometimes they're going to directly ask. So recently AIIB virtual meeting was held, and what was the theme of that meeting? Okay, so you need to remember the theme: investing today and transforming tomorrow. So this year the meeting was jointly organized by the AIIB in collaboration with the government of United Arab Emirates, that is UAE. Okay, so here what you need to remember, just remember the theme. Okay, investing today and transforming tomorrow. Okay, so next is AU Small Finance Bank launches the QR code soundbox. Okay, so it is by the name only you can understand what is this all about. Okay, QR code soundbox. It is an instant voice-based payment alerts device for the merchant partners. Okay, so next is Expenditure Finance Committee approves the 2,117 crore rupees for the Nag River revitalization project in Nagpur. Okay, so here you need to remember Nag River and where it is located. It is located in the Nagpur, and again which state, that is very important. Okay, so state is Maharashtra. Nagpur comes in Maharashtra. So Expenditure Finance Committee, it has approved recently 2,117 crore rupees for the Nag River revitalization project. Okay, so where it is located, that is very important. It is in the Maharashtra, that you need to remember. So next, government approves interest rate on Employees Provident Fund. So Employees Provident Fund, in short, it is EPF. Okay, so this interest rate of the Employees Provident Fund will be keep changing year wise. Okay, so yearly wise, they're gonna increase, they're gonna decrease, such kind of things will happen. So for this financial year 2021, it has kept as 8.5%. Okay, so very important. So remember, it is 8.5%. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So next we're gonna move to the another section, that is national news. Okay, so first issue is Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi inaugurated the Kushinagara International Airport in the Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so you get confused with this Kushinagara International Airport, where it is located. So sometimes by hearing this Kushinagara, we think that it is in the Kashmir. Okay, so don't have the confusion. It is in the Uttar Pradesh. Okay, remember it is in the UP. So Kushinagar International Airport, where it is located, it is in the Uttar Pradesh. So next is Center further extends Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package. Okay, so in short, it is PMGKP. In examination, they will give the short forms, or you need to remember. Okay, PMGKP. What is this? Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Package. So it is one of the insurance scheme for the health workers who are fighting for the COVID-19. Okay, so this Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package, they have increased up to the 6 months. They have extended the insurance period, so that is 6 months. Okay, so it came onto the effect on October 21, 2021. Okay, so that is all about the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package and its extension. Okay, so next is Imtiaz Ali appointed as the ambassador of Russian Film Festival in India. So very important. So remember his name, Imtiaz Ali. Okay, so this person appointed as the ambassador of the Russian Film Festival, which was held in India. So next, Chhattisgarh launches the Sri Dhanvantri Generic Medical Store scheme. So here the state is very important. Okay, so you can't remember all the schemes of the different states. So whenever comes the important one, like the schemes which are related to the healthcare sector, so that will be very important. Sometimes they're going to directly ask in the examination. Sri Dhanvantri Generic Medical Store scheme, it was in the news recently. It is related to the which state? Okay, so in that time you need to remember it is in the Chhattisgarh. Okay, so generic medical stores you can see in the different states, or almost all the state have the generic medical store. So this is the Dhanvantri Generic Medical Store scheme for the poor people who can't afford the medicines with the higher prices. Okay, so the Chhattisgarh, this state has come up with the Sri Dhanvantri Generic Medical Store scheme for the poor people recently. Okay, so that you need to remember. Next, Center plans to form the empowered group of secretaries under the cabinet secretary to review the implementation of PM Gati Shakti. Okay, this is one of the group. Okay, secretariat group under the cabinet secretary. So what is the function of this group? It is to check out the implementation of PM Gati Shakti projects. Okay, so next is National Commission for Women. So what is, in short, it is NCW, National Commission for Women. It launches the legal awareness program for the women. So what is the title of that program? Empowerment of women through the legal awareness. Okay, empowerment of women through the legal awareness. So this National Commission for Women, collaboration with the NALSA, they come up with the empowerment of women through the legal awareness. Okay, so what is the long form of NALSA? That is National Legal Service Authority. Okay, so NCW plus NALSA, they come up with the awareness program for the women. The title is Empowerment of Women Through the Legal Awareness. Okay, so next, Atal Innovation Mission. Okay, Atal Innovation Mission of the Niti Ayoga. It has launched the DigiBook. So what is the name of this DigiBook? Innovation for You. Okay, the sector in focus in the DigiBook is healthcare. Okay, so Atal Innovation Mission itself is very important. Sometimes in examination they're gonna ask Atal Innovation Mission is done by which of the following entity. Okay, or it belongs to which of the following entity. So they will give 4 options like Niti Ayoga, FATF. Okay, they will give different 4 options. So here you need to remember this Atal Innovation Mission is of the Niti Ayoga. That is very important point. Okay, Atal Innovation Mission, it belongs to the Niti Ayoga. So this has recently launched the DigiBook. So this name is Innovation for You. Here in that book, they're gonna help the different investors and the startups, okay, to take the part in the healthcare sector of the India. Okay, and they're gonna give the details of the achievements made by the Atal Innovation Mission till now, so that it will increase the interest of the startups to come to invest in the healthcare sector further. Okay, so that is all about the Innovation for You, and the focus for this year is healthcare sector. Okay, so that you need to remember. Here one point is very important. I told you Atal Innovation Mission, it is of the Niti Ayoga. That point is very important. You need to remember that. Okay, so next, Mohd Azharuddin unveils the world's largest cricket bat in the Hyderabad. The bat has been certified by the Guinness Book of World Records as the biggest cricket bat in the world. Okay, so Mohd Azharuddin unveils the world's largest cricket bat. Where it is located? It is in the Hyderabad. That point you need to remember. So next, India's first radio over internet protocol system for major ports inaugurated at the Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata. Okay, so it is India's first ever radio over internet protocol system. So different protocol systems are there for the ports and for the security and for the information. So this is the first ever radio over internet protocol system for the different major ports of India. So that has been inaugurated on the Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata. Okay, so that you need to remember. Okay, so next, India's first state-owned wildlife DNA testing facility unveiled in the Nagpur. Again, where Nagpur located, in which state? Previously also I told you, right, while telling about the Nag River. So where Nagpur is located? Maharashtra, right? Okay, so this is India's first state-owned wildlife DNA testing facility. Okay, so it is unveiled in the Nagpur. It is in the Maharashtra. This point is very important because it is India's first state-owned. State-owned means the government is involving in that. Okay, state-owned means the government is involving in that. Private sector owned means the private peoples are there who are investing in that. Okay, so that is the difference between the state-owned entities and the private-owned entities. So here it is India's first state-owned wildlife DNA testing facility. So that has been established in the Nagpur. It is in the Maharashtra. Okay, so you need to remember the city also as well as state also. Okay, which state it belongs to. Okay, remember Maharashtra. So next, center to set up 2 container-based mobile hospitals with 100 beds in Delhi and Chennai. So this is for the health sector. The center means central government. It has set up the 2 container-based mobile hospitals. Okay, because if any emergency happened in the city, then this mobile hospitals will help the people. Okay, so each container consists of 100 beds. So it has been established in the Delhi and Chennai. If it got succeed over there, then it will come across the different cities of the India further. Okay, so as of now, remember, so these container based mobile hospitals with 100 beds are established in the Delhi and Chennai. Okay, so next, MSME Ministry launches the Sambhav National Level Awareness Program. So here you need to remember the ministry. Okay, so MSME Ministry, they are launching the Sambhav National Level Awareness Program for the investor. Okay, so remember that MSME Ministry. So next, Indian Army celebrates the 75th Infantry Day in 2021. Okay, so Indian Army, it recently celebrated the 75th Infantry Day in 2021. Okay, so it is not that important. Okay, so remember like that. So next is Maharashtra becomes first state launch its own wildlife action plan titled Wildlife Action Plan 2021-30. Okay, so Maharashtra became the first state to launch its own wildlife action plan. Okay, so remember wildlife action plan. So what is the title of this wildlife action plan? Wildlife Action Plan 2021 to 2030. Okay, it is going to be a 10-year long process. Wildlife Action Plan 2021 to 2030. So this is the first state in India to launch such an wildlife action plan to protect the wild animals and to protect the forest also. Okay, so remember that. Wildlife action plan. Which state? Maharashtra. So next, Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel launches the Go Green scheme to provide the subsidized e-vehicles to construction and industrial workers. Okay, so remember, Go Green scheme. So in examination, they're going to ask directly like that. Go Green scheme, it was recently in news. It belongs to which state? Okay, so it belongs to the Gujarat. See, all the schemes of the different states are not important. See, whenever the schemes comes on the health sector and environment, okay, these are very important. So this is related to the environment because in this Go Green scheme, what they are doing, they are providing the subsidized e-vehicles to the construction and industrial workers. Ultimately, it is going to give the good environment for us, okay, because e-vehicles are run by the electricity, not through the fuel, right? So environment friendly vehicles are there. So remember this Go Green scheme, it is related to the Gujarat. So what is the aim of this Go Green scheme? To provide the subsidized e-vehicles to construction and industrial workers. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So next, India's biggest aromatic garden opened in the Nainital, Uttarakhand. So again, it's very important and it's a fact. So remember, it is India's biggest aromatic garden. It means different kind of flowers are there over there. Okay, so aromatic garden. It has opened in the Nainital. Where Nainital located? It is again in the Uttarakhand. Okay, so remember Uttarakhand. I hope this is clear. So next we're gonna study the appointment section. Okay, here we're gonna see the different appointments that have happened on the October, okay, month. So here A. Balasubramanian has been elected as the new chairman of Association of Mutual Fund in India. So in short, it is AMFI. What is AMFI? Association of Mutual Funds in India. And who is the new chairman of this AMFI? A. Balasubramanian. Okay, so A. Balasubramanian. So he has recently appointed as the new chairman of AMFI. Next, OnePlus appoints the Navneet Nakra as Indian CEO and head of India region. Okay, OnePlus. It is a big mobile company, right? You might have using this OnePlus series of phones. Since OnePlus appoints the Navneet Nakra as India CEO and head of India region. Okay, so remember Navneet Nakra. It is his name. Next, Ayushman Khurram joins the Coin DCX as brand ambassador. Okay, brand ambassadors you don't you not to remember in examination. Rarely they wanna ask. Just for your knowledge, you can remember Ayushman Khurram joins the Coin DCX as the brand ambassador. He's a great actor. Okay, next, Sahadev Yadav appointed as president of Indian Weightlifting Federation. In short, it is IWF. So what is his name? Sahadev Yadav. So they have recently appointed as the president of Indian Weightlifting Federation. Next, Arjun Awardi Commodore. Okay, so Arjun Awardi Commodore, sorry for my bad pronunciation. Arjun Awardi Commodore PK Garg appointed as the new CEO of Target Olympic Podium Scheme, that is top scheme by Sports Authority of India. Okay, so remember his name, Arjuna Awardi. See, Arjuna Awardi Commodore PK Garg. Okay, so he is the Arjuna Awardee in the former Arjuna Awardee. His name is Commodore PK Garg. Okay, I hope this is commander. I don't know. I will clarify you later. PK Garg. They have recently appointed as the new chief executive officer of Target Olympic Podium Scheme. Okay, so it is top scheme by Sports Authority of India. So he is a Arjuna Awardee. Okay, that is the badge given by the government of India, Arjuna. Okay. Next, Captain Alok Mishra appointed as the new managing director of India Ports Global Limited. Okay, in short, it is IPGL. What is his name? Captain Alok Mishra. They have recently appointed as new managing director of India Ports Global Limited. Okay, so new MD of IPGL. Who is that? Alok Mishra. Next, Ramnath Krishnan has been appointed as the new managing director and group chief executive officer of rating agency ICRA. Okay, so what is his name? Ramnath Krishnan. They has been recently appointed as the new MD and CEO of rating agency ICRA. Okay, so here you need to remember these different appointments that have happened in the October month. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So this I'm going to clarify you later. Okay, it is commander or its name is PK Garg. Okay, somebody is telling. Okay, so I will clarify you this PK Garg later. So next is Adidas ropes in Deepika Padukone as global brand ambassador. Invest India elected as the president of. Somebody is asking question. Okay, you keep your question at the last. Okay, I can't check each and every time what you are saying. Okay, guys, is that okay? I will give you the time for the question at last. Is that okay? Somebody is asking something. Okay, anyway. Okay. Adidas ropes in Deepika Padukone as global brand ambassador. So next, Invest India elected as president of Geneva based World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies for 2021 and 2023. Okay, so Invest India, it is an entity. It has been elected as the president of Geneva based this WAIPA. So what is the WAIPA? World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies. Okay, World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies. So this Invest India entity is going to be the president for the next 4 years, 2021 to 2023. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So what is the work of this World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies? It is going to help the investor to promote, invest in the different fields. Okay, that is the work of this. So Invest India entity is elected as the president of this Geneva-based World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies. Okay, it is, the period is 4 years from 2021 to 2023. Okay, so next, KL Rahul appointed as the brand ambassador of Realme. This is a company, brand company. So KL Rahul, cricketer, appointed as the brand ambassador of Realme. Next, RBI approves appointment of Baldev Prakash as MD and CEO of J&K Bank, that is Jammu and Kashmir Bank. So RBI approves the appointment of Baldev Prakash. He is the MD and CEO of J&K Bank. Next, KV Kamath appointed as the chairperson of National Bank for Financing. That is NBF, National Bank for Financing. What is his name? KV Kamath. They have recently appointed as the chairperson of National Bank for Finance. Next, Uzbekistan President Shakawat Mirziyoyev wins second 5-year term. Sorry for my bad pronunciation. I don't know how to pronounce this. Mirziyoyev. Okay, so Uzbekistan President Shavkat Mirziyoyev wins the second 5-year term. So now who is the president of the Uzbekistan? Mirziyoyev. Okay, so where this Uzbekistan comes in the world map? Can anybody let me know in the comment section? So there are different parts, right, in the world, like East Asia, Central Asia, West Asia, or different continents are there. Where the Uzbekistan is located? Anybody let me know in the comment section. If you have any idea about it, where it is located, in which part of the Asia? No, it is located in Central Asia. Okay, Uzbekistan is located in Central Asia. Okay. Next, Indian origin Anita Anand appointed as the National Defense Minister of Canada. It is very important. Okay, such question will directly come in your examination. So remember, Indian origin. What is her name? Anita Anand. Okay, so Anita Anand appointed as the National Defense Minister of Canada. Okay, so remember, Anita Anand appointed as the National Defense Minister of Canada. Okay, so remember her name, Anita Anand. Next, government approves reappointment of Shaktikant Das as governor of RBI for 3-year term. So previously Shaktikant Das was there. Now they have reappointed the Shaktikant Das as the governor of RBI for the next 3-year term. Okay, so remember, who is the governor of RBI? Shaktikant Das. So next we're going to study the conference section. CII organizes the International Conference and Exhibition on Digital Technologies. What is the title of that conference? Future Tech 2021. Okay, so Future Tech 2021. So this conference was organized by the CII. Okay, so next, PM Modi addresses the 16th East Asia Summit held virtually under the chairmanship of Brunei. So it is the East Asia Summit. So different Asia groups are there. Okay, so ASEAN group is there, East Asia group is there, and the BIMSTEC is there. Okay, SARC is there. They're going to have the different summits in a year. Okay, so now Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he addressed the 16th East Asia Summit. It was held virtually under the chairmanship of which country? Under the chairmanship of Brunei. Okay, so that you need to remember. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends the 18th ASEAN India Summit held virtually under the chairmanship of Sultan of Brunei. Again under the chairmanship of Brunei. Okay, so remember here, that is the 16th East Asia Summit. Don't get confused with ASEAN India Summit and 16th East Asia Summit. These two are different groupings. Okay, so ASEAN consists of 10 plus countries. Okay, 10 countries mainly, and now 3 observer states are there. Okay, so 6 observer states are there, including 16 countries are there in the ASEAN group. East Asia means all East Asia countries are involved in that summit. Okay, so don't get confused with that. So PM Narendra Modi, they attended the 18th ASEAN India Summit. It was held virtually under the chairmanship of again Sultan of Brunei. 2020 will mark the 30 years of Indian Asian partnership. and will be celebrated as the ASEAN India Friendship Year, because ASEAN is a big grouping. Okay, so India and this ASEAN grouping, this year has this friendship has continued for the 30 years. Okay, 2022 will mark as the 30 year of ASEAN India relations partnership. So that's why this is celebrated as the ASEAN India Friendship Year, because 30 years have been completed for the 2022. Okay, ASEAN is a big grouping. Okay, so remember that. Next, Union Minister Mansukh Mandaviya addresses the CII Asia Health 2021 Summit. The theme of the two-day summit was transforming healthcare for a better tomorrow. Okay, so remember the theme, transforming healthcare for the better tomorrow. That was the theme of CII Asia Health Summit, which was held in 2021. It was attended by the Union Minister Mansukh Mandaviya. Okay, so remember, transforming healthcare for a better tomorrow. So next, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar addresses the National Conference on International Year of Fruits and Vegetables. Okay, so it's just a conference. You don't have to remember. It's not that important. Okay, so International Year of Fruits and Vegetables. So next, Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri inaugurates the 14th Urban Mobility Conference 2021 under the theme of Mobility for All. Okay, again, I told you, themes are very important. Mobility for all. Okay, so this was the theme of 14th Urban Mobility Conference held in 2021. Okay, it was inaugurated by the Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. I hope this is clear to you. So next, we're going to study the defense news. So DRDO recently successfully flight test the high-speed expendable aerial target. So that is in short, HEAT. So what is HEAT? High-speed expandable aerial target. So aerial target, by the name only you can understand, it will hit the targets, okay, through the air. Okay, so this is HEAT, high-speed expandable aerial target. So the name of this system is Abhyas. You can see in the picture. Okay, so this is the Abhyas. So DRDO recently test fired the high-speed expandable aerial target. The name of that system is Abhyas. So next, India UK conducts the maiden tri-service exercise. Okay, so maiden tri-service exercise. The name of that exercise is Konkan Shakti 2021. Okay, so that has been made on the Konkan coast in the Arabian Sea. Okay, so here whenever the exercises come, you need to remember the two things: the name of the exercise and between which countries it is happening. India has tied up with a lot of countries, and India is conducting different kind of exercises with different countries. Military exercises are there, maiden exercises are there, air force exercises are there. Okay, so here whenever the news comes on the exercises, you need to make the two column. Again and again I'm telling you the name of the exercises and between which countries it is happening. Okay, so in examination at least one or two question will be there on the exercises related to the defense of India. Okay, so here between which country this exercise is happening? India and UK, that is United Kingdom. Okay, between these two countries, this exercise Konkan Shakti 2021 is happening. Okay, so remember that. Next, India successfully test fires the surface to surface ballistic missile Agni 5. You can see in the picture. This is the surface to surface ballistic missile Agni 5, and the range of this Agni 5 is 5,000 kilometers. You can see the range 5,000 kilometers with very high accuracy. This is a very big system missile for the Indian defense system, because it is accuracy is so high and it will cover up to the 5,000 kilometers. That is the range of Agni 5. And remember, it is one of the surface to surface ballistic missile. Okay, so you can see in the picture, this is Agni 5. And this first picture is Abhyas. Okay, so remember these two. So next we're going to study the different section, books and author. Here I have made two columns. One is book name, another one is author name. Okay, the first book is Stars in My Sky. It is written by Divya Datta. Okay, so remember, Stars in My Sky, it is written by the Divya Datta. Next, Veer Savarkar, the man who could have prevented partition. Okay, I repeat once again. Veer Savarkar, the man who could have prevented partition. Uday Mahorkar and Chirayu Pandit. They are the author of this Veer Savarkar book. Okay, Uday Mahorkar and Chirayu Pandit. Next, the origin story of India's state. Very, very important. These two books are important. Veer Savarkar and the original story of India's state. So this is written by Venkataranga Venkata Rangavan Subba Srinivasan. Okay, Venkata Rangavan Subba Srinivasan. Next, Written for My Life, Writing for My Life. It is written by Ruskin Bond, very famous author. We all know Ruskin Bond. Okay, so Writing for My Life. It is written by Ruskin Bond. Next, Kamala Harris, Phenomenal Woman. Okay, so Kamala Harris, Phenomenal Woman. It is written by Chidananda Rajagatta. Okay, so remember Chidananda Rajagatta. Once again, I repeat the books and author name. Stars in My Sky. It is written by Divya Datta. Veer Savarkar, the man who could have prevented the partition. Uday Muharkar and Chirayu Pandit. Next, the origin story of India's state. Okay, origin story of India state. It is written by Venkata Raghavan Subba Srinivasan. Next, Writing for My Life. It is written by Ruskin Bond. Next, Kamala Harris, Phenomenal Woman. It is written by Chidananda Rajagatta. Who is Kamala Harris, by the way? Anybody? Let me know in the comment section. Who is Kamala Harris? Quickly, you need to give me the answer in the comment section. Who is Kamala Harris? Who is Anita Anand? Who is Anita Anand? Just now you have studied, right? Anita Anand. Who is she? Let me know in the comment section. Who is Anita Anand? Indian origin woman. She became the defense minister in which country? Just now you have studied, right? Canada. Yeah. Right. Canada. Very good. Okay. Who is Kamala Harris? Sorry, guys. Who is Kamala Harris? You don't know who is Kamala Harris? You don't read newspapers? Yeah, USA's vice president. Okay. Next, apps and services in news. India Institute of Tropical Meteorology, that is IITM. Okay, Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune has developed a new decision support system. Okay, so DSS. What is DSS? Decision support system, and enhance the existing air quality early warning system for Delhi and NCR region. Okay, so which institution developed this decision support system? Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune. That is IITM Pune. So they have developed recently new decision support system. So it has enhanced the existing air quality early warning system of the Delhi and NCR region. Okay, it will monitor the air quality and give the early warning for the government. Okay, so that is all about the decision support system developed by the IITM Pune. Next, Election Commission of India launches the Garuda app for digital mapping of polling booths. Very important. Okay, Garuda app. Okay, so note it down. This Garuda app is developed by which commission? Election Commission. Directly they're going to ask in the examination. Okay, Garuda app. It is launched by the Election Commission. What is the purpose of this Garuda app? It is for the digital mapping of the polling booths across the India. Okay, so remember, Election Commission launched the Garuda app for digital mapping of polling booths. Okay, so remember. Next, rankings we're going to study, different rankings. First is India ranks 71st on 2021 Global Food Security Index among the 113 nations. Okay, so remember the index, Global Food Security Index. Okay, what is the rank of India? 71st. Okay, the index is prepared by London-based Economist Impact and is sponsored by Corteva AgriScience. Okay, so here whenever the index comes in news, you need to remember what is the rank of India and which nation is the top. Okay, if you can't remember which one is at the top, at least you need to remember India's ranking in that particular index. Okay, here it is Global Food Security Index. So total countries they have measured is 113 countries. Among the 113 nations, India ranks the 71st position. It is not that good ranking. Okay, so remember, India ranks the 71st position on the Global Food Security Index. It means our food security is still in the poor level. Okay, because it ranks 71st among 113 nations. And who is preparing this index? It is prepared by the London-based Economist Impact. And who is sponsoring this? It is sponsored by Corteva AgriScience. Okay, so you don't need to remember who is sponsoring this. At least try to remember which entity is publishing this. It is published by Economist Impact. It is one of the entity. Okay, so remember that. Next, India ranks the 79th position among the 139 countries in the World Justice Project. Okay, WJP. What is that? WJP, World Justice Project. Rule of Law Index 2021. And which country is at the top? Denmark. The index is prepared by the Washington DC based World Justice Project. By the name only you can understand World Justice Project. Okay, again it's the ranking is not so good because it is at the rank of 79th among the 139 countries. Okay, and who is which is that index? Rule of Law Index 2021. And who is the publishing authority of this law index? World Justice Project. That also you need to remember. This is the Washington DC based entity, World Justice Project. Okay, so which country is at the top position? Denmark. Always Scandinavian countries will top the different indexes. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe because of lot of reasons. They have the less number of people. Okay, their population is very less compared to the India. Okay, they are just like our one state, even half of our state. Okay, so because of that, Scandinavian countries will always top the many indexes. Okay, and I'm not going to say all the indexes, but many indexes are topped by the Scandinavian countries like Denmark, Norway. Okay, so next, Karnataka tops state. Karnataka tops the State Energy Efficiency Index. So in short, it is SEEI. What is SEEI? State Energy Efficiency Index 2022. Which state topped the index? Karnataka. Okay, so it is released by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. It is B. What is B? Bureau of Energy Efficiency and Alliance for an Energy Efficiency Economy. Okay, so remember, Karnataka top the State Energy Efficiency Index. It means Karnataka's energy efficiency is very high compared to the other states of the India. Okay, so remember, Karnataka tops the Energy Efficiency Index of the 2020. Okay, so it's not 2021. So remember, it's 2020. Okay, so this year, I think they want to release it sooner. Okay, so remember 2020, Karnataka tops the State Energy Efficiency Index. And who is the preparing authority of this index? That is Bureau of Energy Efficiency and Alliance for an Energy Efficient Economy. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Next is international news we're going to study. Ecuador declares the state of emergency over crime wave. In the Ecuador country, lot of crimes were happening. Because of that, Ecuador declared the state of emergency in that country. Okay, so remember Ecuador. Next, Russian filmmaker Lim Sipenko becomes the first to shoot film in space. The film name is The Challenge. Okay, so he is Russian filmmaker. His name is Lim Sipenko. Lim Sipenko. He becomes the first man to shoot film in the space. Okay, so now they are going into the space for the film shooting. Okay, so who is that first person? Lim Sipenko. And what is the film name? The Challenge. That is the film name. Okay, next, fourth ISA General Assembly concludes with promise to achieve the $1 trillion global investments in solar energy by 2030. So what is ISA? Anybody let me know in the comment section. What is ISA? I have told you in the previous class also. What is ISA? International Solar Alliance. Okay, remember International Solar Alliance. So fourth International Solar Alliance General Assembly, it concluded that they're gonna achieve the $1 trillion global investment in the solar energy by the 2030. They have given the target by the year of 2030. $1 trillion investment will happen in the solar energy sector. Okay, so that is the goal of fourth ISA General Assembly. Okay, next, FATF retains the Pakistan on its grey list of countries. And 3 new countries added namely to that list. One is Turkey, Jordan, and Mali. So very, very important point. This question will 100% come in your examination. Remember, if you don't remember, just note it down. Okay, FATF. What is FATF? Anybody heard about FATF in the news? What is FATF? At least tell me the full form. What is FATF? See, FATF is Financial Action Task Force. Okay, so what is FATF? Financial Action Task Force. So this entity will, look after the money laundering and terror financing. It will monitor the money laundering and terror financing of the different countries, almost all the countries in the world. Okay, so that is the work of FATF. If any country is not keeping the good norms to say, good norms about the money laundering and terror financing, then they're going to list out those countries into the gray list and black list. Two lists are there in the FATF. So one is gray list, another one is the black list. So in the gray list, Pakistan is there. Okay, so Pakistan is retained in the gray list. It was there in the before also. Now also it retains in the gray list of the FATF countries, because it is, it is not taking any steps for the money laundering and terror financing. Okay, so because of that, for the warning, they have kept the Pakistan under the gray list. And 3 new countries also added to the gray list. Those are Turkey, Jordan, and Mali. So very important. Remember, Pakistan, Turkey, Jordan, and Mali. So these countries are there in the gray list of FATF. Okay, so remember that, very, very important. So next, China launches the satellite CGN-21 to test and verify space debris mitigation technologies. Space debris is a big challenge nowadays. Okay, a lot of debris are there in the space. To clear that debris is a big challenge. So because of that, China took the initial step and it launched the satellite CGN-21. Okay, so the main purpose of this CGN-21 satellite is to test and verify the space debris mitigation technologies. Okay, in examination, they're going to ask CGN-21 satellite recently was in news. It belongs to which country? Okay, so it belongs to the China. By the name only you can understand. Okay, CGN, China. Next, South Korea flight test fires homegrown space rocket Nuri. So space rocket is name is Nuri. It belongs to the South Korea. Okay, it is Korean satellite launch vehicle 2. Next, France successfully launches the military communication satellite Syracuse 4A. Okay, so it is also satellite Syracuse 4A. It is launched by the France. Okay, so remember CGN-21, it belongs to the China. It is for the face debris. And next is Syracuse 4A. Okay, so this is by the France. Okay, it is the military communication satellite. I hope this is clear. Next, world's largest hydrogen fuel cell power plant inaugurated in the South Korea. So remember, very important, because it is the world's largest hydrogen fuel cell power plant. It has been inaugurated in the South Korea again. Okay, so remember that. Next, we're going to study the important days section of the October month. So first one is National Police Commemoration Day. It is celebrated on the 21st October. Okay, National Police Commemoration Day. Second, International Stuttering Awareness Day. International Stuttering Awareness Day is celebrated on 22nd October. And theme of this Stuttering Awareness Day is Speak the Change You Wish to See. Okay, so remember, it's a nice theme. Speak the change you wish to see. Okay. Next, International Snow Leopards Day. It is celebrated on 23rd October. Okay, International Snow Leopard Day. Next, World Polio Day. It is celebrated on 24th October. Theme of this World Polio Day is One Day, One Focus, Ending Polio, Delivering on Our Promise of a Polio-Free World. That was the theme. One Day, One Focus, Ending Polio, Delivering on Our Promise of a Polio-Free World. That is the theme. Next, United Nations Day is celebrated on 24th October. And 2021 marked the 76th anniversary of United Nations and its founding charter. You don't need to remember this United Nations. Sometimes they're going to ask, okay, so remember, okay, it's at 24th October, United Nations Day. Okay. Next, International Day of Diplomats. It is celebrated on 24th October again. Next, World Development Information Day. World Development Information Day is celebrated on 24th October again. Here, what is important is World Polio Day is very important. Need to remember the theme also. And next is Snow Leopard Day. Okay, so that is also important. It is celebrated on 23rd October. Okay, so remember these two, very important. So next is International Animation Day. It is celebrated on 28th October. Next, International Internet Day. It is celebrated on 29th October. Again, World Psoriasis Day. It is celebrated on 29th October again. What is the theme for 2021? Uniting for Action. That was the theme. World Psoriasis Day is celebrated on 29th October and theme for 2021 is Uniting for Action. Okay, so that is the theme. Next, World Savings Day is celebrated on October 30 and theme of this 2021 year is Understanding the Importance of Savings. Okay, so that is the theme of World Savings Day. Next, World Cities Day is celebrated on 31st October and theme for the 2021 is Adapting Cities for Climate Resilience. Okay, Adapting Cities for Climate Resilience. That is the theme for the World Cities Day. Okay, next, National Unity Day. That is Rashtriya Ekata Divas. Very, very important. This is going to come in an examination, 99%. So remember, National Unity Day. Rashtriya Ekta Divas. It is celebrated on 31st October again. The day marks birth anniversary of Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Okay, so National Unity Day. When we are going to celebrate the National Unity Day every year, that is on the 31st October. It is also called as Rashtriya Ekata Divas. So why they are celebrating this National Unity Day? Because this day marked the birth anniversary of the Iron Man of India. Who is that? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So where the Statue of Unity is located? Anybody let me know in the comment section. Where the Statue of Unity is located? Whenever you heard about the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, so remember the Statue of Unity. Where it is located? Yes, Gujarat. On which river? On which river it is located? That also you need to remember. What if question examiner ask you on the which river? Yeah, it is on the Narmada river. Very good. Okay. Okay. So in this topic, we learned the current affairs from October 21st to 31st, 2021. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Somebody was asking the doubts. What is your doubt? If you have any doubts regarding this, let me know in the comment section. Somebody was asking, wait, previously. What is ICC? Somebody was asking that, right? Am I audible to you guys? What is ICRA? Investment Information and Credit Rating Agency of India Limited. That is ICRA. I repeat once again, Investment Information and Credit Rating Agency. That is ICRA. Any doubts further?